So I'm here in Himachal Pradesh. I have the honor of being with His Holiness Tai Situ Renpoche. Renpoche, there is all of us, wanting to go to these fancy universities to amass knowledge. But I would love to hear your opinion on the difference between knowledge and intellect.
Knowledge and intellect is same, but of course you can make distinctions if you hair split the English language. But maybe if I'm you, I might ask what is the difference between knowledge and wisdom?
Sure.
Okay, so knowledge is a dualistic perception which we learn from dualistic subject-object definition, and which is very important. We have to have knowledge. If no knowledge, then we don't know how to do anything. But knowledge will not tantamount to wisdom, because knowledge is dualistic. Wisdom is beyond limitation of dualistic perception. So knowledge can lead to wisdom, but knowledge itself will not guarantee wisdom.
Then, Renpoche, how must one move from knowledge to wisdom? What is the path?
That's very simple to say, but of course one have to have the motivation and dedication to, and also have to have the belief to differentiate, or let's say define wisdom beyond knowledge. So if you have that interest and that motivation and urge and belief and faith, then that is the beginning. That is the beginning. Because we all have capacity of immeasurable wisdom.
Sure.
We all, everybody. As a Buddhist, I can say that every single sentient being, from God to human to animal to every single sentient being, is future Buddha. They all have the potential to be Buddha. Mm-hmm. And in Buddhism, there's nothing, no way to describe limitlessness and vastness other than, say, Buddhahood. So Buddha as one person, we are not saying he is the best.
Sure.
But Buddhahood that any of us can attain, and Prince Siddhartha attained more than 2,600 years back, is the highest and deepest and most profound potential of every single living creature. So throughout the universe, not only the earth. And so that is whatever you learn, first of all, you have to have a motivation to have the wisdom. Because knowledge is very good, but if you are in a most difficult situation, like life and death matter, then you will forget all the knowledge.
Wisdom will come.
But wisdom will thrive and manifest when it is really needed.
Sure.
So for example, if you have a big crisis, like there's a news that your business is collapsing, or something like that, crisis, then if you get hysterical and try to find the solution, you might probably make it worse.
Sure.
But if you just say, okay, now this is the reality, so I just calm down and then relax, then maybe you can see your problem is the blessing in disguise. Maybe solution is in the problem itself.
Sure.
So there's billions of ways, countless ways to solve every single problem.
As you said, why not me? I heard it.
Oh yeah. But that is very basic thing,
Yeah.
Why me? But that is, I can't really condemn that phrases or attitude. But having said that, anybody who say why me, that somehow can be interpreted as why not everybody else.
Sure, yeah.
So you should have compassion, wisdom, and understanding that nobody like to suffer. So when you have suffering, why me means why not everybody? So everybody don't want suffering. You also don't want suffering. It happened to you, so you find a solution for it, rather than hue and cry about why me. So that's not really a good outcome. It must come from some sort of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, why me wouldn't happen. Or why is this problem? Why is this problem? Why did this problem come to be?
Sure.
Rather than why me.
Sure.
Yes.
Renpoche, last question for you. A lot of people, we chase wealth, we chase fame. According to Buddhism, according to your principles, what is the purpose of human existence? What is it that we must strive for?
Yeah, I think the number one purpose of human existence is to be humanly as possible. So that means we humans have greater manifestation or capacity by birth, that we have capacity to talk, communicate, build houses, put roofs, and grow crops, and cook food. All these things that animals, we don't know all the other things clearly because we don't see them. As a Buddhist, from the teaching of Buddha, we know everything about everything. But as a common person who only believe in what they see, then we can see animals.
Sure.
Besides, so they don't know how to build houses. Some birds know how to make beautiful nests, but beside that, really, the humans have greater capacity, and we also have greater capacity to impart our knowledge and wisdom onto others, next generation or others. So that also have other animals also doing that, but we have a very clear and efficient way to do that. So the purpose of life of every single living creature is same. But having said that, purpose of being human is extra, because we have this achievement, which is definitely a result of countless lifetimes. So otherwise it's unfair why animals don't have what we have. So if we neglect or misuse our capacity as a believer of law and law of cause and effect, then next life we might become animals that we can see who have less capacity than us. Not looking down to animals also we should have respect, compassion, love, everything, but love it is, compassion it is for their less fortunate condition. So I give you one example. If a sheep become really use his or her full capacity, 4 or 5 men cannot hold it.
Sure.
But they live with us. People raise them for wools, for meat, like that. They don't run away. They just come back, and they can run away.
Yeah. They
can live in the jungles very nicely. Of course, they might be eaten by leopards and bears and like that, but in group they also can defend against them if they think like a human. Okay. So that way, if we don't use our capacity and misuse them, we can become something less than what we are in this life. That is the law of cause and effect. That's what we call karma. Okay, so purpose of being human is to use the human capacity as possible. That means be humanly as possible. We have capacity to have compassion. We have capacities to have wisdom. We have capacities to make a life of all living creatures better. So we do our best to do that. Then I use a very strong word from time to time. Maybe it is proper to use in the context of answer to your question, maybe not.
Sure.
But what I say is we are so privileged so that this world we treat as it is ours. So we should be a nice master of this planet Earth, a nice one, positive one, honorable one, rather than the biggest pest.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
With your blessings, we will all hopefully live to our full potential and be compassionate. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
since you want it, you will.
Thank you.
Yes.